Now, on this topic of what's going to be done by the Trump administration besides seeking the death penalty for whoever killed Charlie Kirk, the president talked about going after not right-wing extremism, but left-wing extremism, and particularly the groups that fund a lot of activity on the left. Here is the president. Please play 112 and 113 back to back.
I had one the other night. I went into a restaurant, and this woman stood up. I looked at her immediately. She had money. She wasn't serious. They get paid for it. They're professional from Soros and other people. And we're going to look into Soros because I think it's a RICO case against him and other people. Because this is more than like protest. This is real agitation. This is riots on the street. And we're going to look into that.
What do we do about our country with that? Because we have radicals on the right as well. We have radicals on the left. People are watching all of these videos and cheering. Some people are cheering that Charlie was killed. How do we fix this country? How do we come back together?
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime. They don't want to see crime.
Worried about the border.
They're saying, we don't want these people coming in. We don't want you burning our shopping centers. We don't want you shooting our people in the middle of the street. The radicals on the left are the problem. And they're vicious, and they're horrible, and they're politically savvy. Although they want men and women sports, they want transgender for everyone, they want open borders. The worst thing that happened.
Was that both of them together? I think it was. Okay, so a couple issues here. First of all, in a moment, we'll talk about the reporting that I have about what's going to happen here in terms of these investigations. But before we do that, Dan, Bernie Sanders did the best 4 minutes I've ever seen him do in a video. If you haven't watched it, I recommend it to everybody. Bernie Sanders gave a statement that could be given by any politician of either party who looks at Charlie's murder and says, we must restore the right to free speech in this country. It's so fundamental, and political violence cannot be tolerated. And he talked about both victims of political violence on the left and the right. Dan, I know you've strong feelings about this. How do you feel about what the president did just there?
It's sad and depressing. I think what's pretty clear or giving indications is the country is going to have to try to heal and move forward without his leadership. I mean, time and again in that interview on almost every issue, other than when he was describing how they got the suspect, he would pivot to an attack to them. And the fact that he basically said radicals on the right are fighting for good stuff, as he sees it, and radicals on the left are, the problem, is sad and depressing. It obviously is not the case. And as I say, my hope is that both sides will look in the mirror, not that they're apples to apples all the time, and ask, how do we get better? But I don't think the president's going to lead that effort.
Okay. Breaking news, several news organizations reporting that the suspect in the murder of Charlie Kirk is a 22-year-old Utah resident named Tyler Robinson. We'll see what more we learn there. Sean, I feel pretty strongly that the president let everybody down for the reasons Dan said, and I don't understand why he would do it. Is this a political strategy? Is this emotion? Why won't the president? He didn't do it in the Oval Office the other night. He doesn't want violence, but isn't this a time?
He kind of did do it in the Oval. We need to be fair. He kind of did do it in the Oval Office. He went after one side.
I'm saying he didn't do in the Oval Office. He did not do. What he
sorry.
do.
I thought you meant he didn't.
He's suggesting that there's no political violence from the right that's worthy of censure or investigation or deterrence. So I'm wondering why you think he's just taking that path.
So two things. First, on this Tyler Robinson person, there is video that's been going around the last several hours of an individual that apparently matches the alleged suspect, or whatever we're calling him, where he confronts Charlie at a Turning Point USA event and asking about why he's coming to college campuses. And anyway, so I don't know that it's the same person, but there was a bunch of people online making the connection based on the facial recognition. To your question, and this is what I tried to address yesterday. it is so difficult to reconcile the feelings that many of us have on the right. Every time there's an event, everyone on the right has to account for every knucklehead on our side that says or does anything. Little Johnny says something at Thomas Jefferson Middle School, and every Republican is asked to condemn it rather. Something happens on the left, and it's, well, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was justified. I think we've had it. We've just had it. And I think we've been tired that every time something occurs, we have to be the better angels. We have to take the temperature down. And I said this yesterday, and it's, Mark, to your point at the beginning of this conversation, it's difficult because sometimes you're speaking extemporaneously. And I always am thinking, okay, how's this going to come out, an hour later or a year later when someone looks back on it? But there's a moment that's I don't think that people that haven't been part of this movement appreciate how much suppressed anger and pissed offness exists right now. It has been
Sean, is he
Dan,
president?
please let me finish. I've never interrupted you on this. Please do not jump in right now. This is not the moment. I respect you. I respect everything that you say. And I know that you're doing your best to articulate not just your views, but trying to explain to people the moment. But this is not normal. This is not what's going on now. And for everyone to look at the president and say, yeah, you've been shot, you've been yanked off a ballot, you've been persecuted and had the judicial system. And you're supposed to be the guy that's not supposed to go out there and say, forget it all. Your buddy just got shot and assassinated. But let's be the better person. Once again, it's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I know you guys want everyone to go, oh, it's all going to be okay. And we're supposed to sit back and say this. I want no one else to be hurt. I hate violence in this whole discussion. I hate where we're at. But it's always our side that has to be the ones to take it down. And I'm sorry. Maybe most of you, and I hope to God you never have to experience it, but when you can't walk down a street safely, you have to worry about your family's safety when you leave your house. That's something that no one should have to experience. And finally, some of these guys on the left are like, oh, now we need to take it down. I was there. I was the guy that informed President Trump when Steve Scalise was shot. I went to the hospital with him, and everyone said, we got to take the temperature down right away. It's every single time it's our side that needs to do it. And I understand the president's frustration right now.
Want more great clips like that? I've got an idea. Hit the subscribe button, be part of the Two-Way community, never miss a clip. And you can always watch our full episodes, join them live, go to twoway.tv.